You've seen DJ?
What?
You've seen the DJ?
Dude, you can't see a single picture of Lindsay without seeing this drugged out girl next to
Okay, I haven't seen her. Don't depress me. Don't describe her. I'm good right now.
Right now, you're seeing her on the stripper pole with another stripper, and you know it's hot. This is like true lesbian sex, where it's like, wow, dude, you don't really want to watch that.
I'm happy right now. Don't ruin it for me. Don't depress me. Okay, you know what we're gonna do?
Did I mention that they both have breast cancer?
And I know that's a lie, but if they do, I'm praying for them. I'm hopeful for them. See, and
she just got divorced, so you're.
This is a fantasy land for me right here. Okay, you know we're gonna move on to email. Hopefully, some of this will take your mind off of. It'll take your mind off of what just happened. Will make you a happier person. All right, so I'm gonna go on with the first email here, which is about Will Ferrell, and I said I was gonna address something about Will Ferrell, and it's from Brad, and Brad says, "Hey Corey, you've been talking a lot about Will Ferrell and how disappointed you are of him. Well, for Semi-Pro, I actually got to be an extra for that movie, and I noticed that Will Ferrell was actually the one actor who was taking his job seriously on the set, while all the other actors just joked around." And he goes on to say, and God damn it, I'm always so far away from the screen I can't see anything. Let's see, where's that fucking period at? Okay, he says, "Do you ever feel bad about giving a harsh review on someone who probably put a lot of work into their work?" And I will say this, you know what? Yes, I do. I actually do feel kind of bad about that, because regardless of what people think, I have nothing against Will Ferrell. And look, when you say I'm disappointed in Will Ferrell, it makes it seem like, oh, my opinion matters about Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell could give a fuck about what I think, and I'm just saying I see potential in him doing something different. I wish he would. My disappointment means nothing to him, and I don't mean to sound like I'm really taking my opinion of him that seriously. Will Ferrell, I think, is somebody who does put a lot of hard work into whatever it is that he does. That is why he is where he is right now. I would like to see that hard work be put into something different, because after seeing so many movies of Will Ferrell, I see him doing a lot of the same thing. I've been recommended 2 movies. Tell me if you heard of this one movie. Okay, we always mention Stranger Than Fiction, but there was another movie where he had a small role and he did no joking around in it at all. And somebody told me what it was, but I can't remember the title.
It's not Winter's Passing. It's something about the cold.
Something like that. About. I guess. I'm not going to pretend to know the title. I figured if you hadn't heard about it, yeah, it must be.
I've seen it. I just can't remember the name. It's not Winter's Passing, but it's something in that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just come out and say that, yeah, I do feel bad. I'm not one of those guys who wants to be snarky and give bad reviews to movies unless I feel like somebody's really not trying. I think Will Ferrell is doing what he loves to do, and he takes pride in his work. I think I can see that. So, yeah, I don't want to go around bashing a guy just to bash him. But do I think I see potential in something different? Yes, I do, and I would like to see that. So
I don't feel bad in the slightest, especially in this kind of situation. Here you have somebody that's got multi-million-dollar machine behind what he's doing. If this was a guy who is just, pouring his heart into something, being, dead serious, and it didn't come out good, then it's like, dude, I can't rip you apart, but I'm not going to talk about you either. Fuck it. It just wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
But here's a guy who gets paid tons of money to do this over and over again, and keeps making the same fucking movie over and over again. I don't care how serious he is. The fact is, he's got these multi-million-dollar machines forcing these movies down our throat, and it's like, you've got to see it. It's the greatest, funniest movie you'll ever see in your life. And it's like, shit, it was just like his last fucking movie. Oh, my God. I feel no pain or remorse in bashing a terrible film like that wasted my time, no matter how much he poured into it. If he's not good, he's just not good. And, if I don't like it, that's kind of my job to say that I don't like it. So be it. That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm not losing sleep over it. If I give something a bad review, like people said, wow, you interviewed him and then you went back and gave his movie a bad review. Yeah, because that's what he did. So I'm not saying I lose sleep or I feel that bad. I'm just saying that I understand the situation too, where I don't know. I'm just speaking from an area I don't know. Maybe Will Ferrell, those are the roles he are given. Maybe he's typecast or whatever. I don't know.
No, he has written most of those movies that he's been in, and he's starring in his buddy's film. This guy he works with all the time, Adam McKay.
Yeah.
Now I watched that interview you did with him, in which he admits that the critics, universally liked the one film that he went where someone else wrote the script and it was a genius script and he picked out this great script and a great character and worked with all these great actors and made a film that everybody loved him in, that everyone watched it and said, wow, what a great movie. I own that fucking movie. I love that movie. It's called Stranger Than Fiction.
But it wasn't a huge success.
It wasn't a huge success, but it was released in the fall when films like that don't do huge. They didn't give it the summer push. They didn't try to push it as one of his big movies. But the thing is he acknowledged that the critics loved it. He loved the critical acclaim, and he'd like to do more movies than that. So what does he do? He goes and pumps his producing power into making another film where he plays a fucking man-child. Do I feel bad? No, I don't. He's milking the tit of the cash cow for as long as he can until he feels it's time that he can move on to a more serious stage in his life.
Now, I'll play devil's advocate here and say that maybe he's right in that, but maybe those are the projects that get greenlit. I mean, who knows? I mean, when you get caught into something where you make a lot of money for being who you are, a lot of people will say, okay, that's fine. We'll do this later. But right now, give me another semi-pro or whatever, or another sports movie where you play a buffoon. That's what makes the money. And even somebody as big as Will Ferrell could possibly be caught in that kind of system. I mean, I don't know.
And then when you do that, what happens? I know people who do this. They take the really great roles in independent films that they make no money for, and they ask for back end just in case the film does well.
Now, I agree with you there that a lot of actors have the opportunity to make smaller movies. There's always that there.
And Will Ferrell does. Will Ferrell's got the kind of juice that he can make these better films. He can make these better comedies. He could go ahead and have a whole team combing through every script in Hollywood looking for genius comedy scripts. Instead, he's sitting down with his buddies at the typewriter and writing more crap where he plays a man-child and drapes his balls all over a fucking drum set for a minute.
Man.
It's like, you know, when he made the joke and he said, I'm gonna put my balls on your drum set. It's like, okay, I get that joke. But then when he actually takes the fake pair of balls and rubs it all over the fucking drum set, fuck you, Will Ferrell. Fuck you. You know what? You deserve every bad word I have to say about you.
No, you know how much I detested that movie, and I feel the same way. It's just, I'm just going to claim to not know all the workings of what goes on with somebody. The moment that I know Will Ferrell is actually doing this shit because because he has a choice and he just says, I want to make money. I don't give a fuck. That's when I was like, say, fuck you. But right now I will say my disappointment, but I'll also say, I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, I hope that that's not the case, but whatever. I mean, basically, yes, I like Will Ferrell. I have nothing against him personally, except that he keeps making the same shitty shit over and over again. And it's beginning to be very transparent. So I saw it. For the most part, I agree with you. So anyway.
Next email.
Yeah. And this will be the last one because this is not that. A bunch of people keep writing a bunch of a bunch of people they ask Batman questions like look, I'm Batmaned out on the email, so I've
been Batmaned out for 3 fucking months.
Yeah, I'll answer them personally, but on the cold ones we've read enough. So let's see what we have here. This is a good one. With all the remakes coming out the next few years, a question keeps coming up. I understand and don't mind remakes. But why is Hollywood remaking movies that we all know were just terrible or stupid in the first place? And he gives examples such as Prom Night, Motel Hell, etc. Thanks for any help. And that's from Patrick. I would have to say that if you are going to make a remake of a shitty movie.
Yeah.
The problem is they take shitty movies and they make worse movies out of them.
Well, it's just that you have so many people making shitty movies, period. I mean, it has nothing to do with the remake. I mean, they'd be making I'm knocking over beer bottles.
No,
that time of night.
It's collapsing.
They'd be making a shitty movie whether it's a remake or not. I think shitty movies are the very best movies to remake. You look at my favorite example is Man on Fire. Man on Fire was a shitty 1989 Scott Glenn action film that nobody remembered, that was just fucking lame as hell. Tony Scott loved the idea based upon the book and got a great screenwriter, Brian Helgeland, to adapt the screenplay based upon the original book and the original screenplay, made it fucking awesome and turned it into an incredible action film. If you've never seen Denzel Washington in Man on Fire, Tony Scott's version, oh my God, is it fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was great.
It is the perfect example of a remake. You take a crappy movie and you make an awesome movie out of it. you can do that. Why are they remaking crappy movies? Because they're looking for name recognition. They're looking for people to go, oh, yeah, I saw Prom Night when I was a kid. Shit, yeah, I'll check this out.
Yeah.
And Prom Night had nothing to do with Prom Night, and it was just a shitty movie. And then, the Motel Hell, I didn't even know they were remaking that. Have we not seen enough movies where they make sausage out of human bodies? I'm sorry if I'm spoiling the fucking movie, but that's what it was fucking about. And yeah, it was a lame movie, but it was a lame movie that had a couple great visuals at the time.
Yeah, no, I look. I don't mind remakes. Like I said, make remakes of movies that need them. But yeah, look, they've been making remakes for years. So I have nothing against them. It's just when you remake them worse. For example, Prom Night. The first one had some sort of camp value to it, at least. The remake was as bland as you can get. Now, I have seen a movie that I've recommended to people, and a lot of people don't even like it. Maybe it's because I know what the original is, and it's from one of your favorite directors, just to show you that I do like this guy sometimes, Michael Bay. The Island is a remake of a movie. And they will not. Man, that movie is a remake, and they will not admit it.
Of a movie. It wasn't a remake. They refused to acknowledge. They got sued in court and they lost.
Let me tell you something. That movie, if
you
watch
the Clonus Horror,
the Clonus Horror. If you watch the Clonus Horror and look at the Island, they remade that movie.
And the Clonus Horror is so fucking bad too.
It is bad,
god awful, terrible.
And
bad.
I looked at the Island, and I thought when I saw the Island, I was like, "Oh, they remade the Clonus Horror." Clonus is it's called right now.
You have to mention the one Michael Bay film. I don't like to include in his filmography.
See, I thought like they took a bad movie and they made it better. There's certain shots and scenery in the Clonus that are mimicked in the Island, and they won't acknowledge it.
The Island is the perfect example of what I love and what I hate about Michael Bay. See, the thing is, you give me a lot of guff for liking Michael Bay.
Not just me; everybody does.
No, everybody in you three give me a lot of shit.
That's what I mean by everybody.
I love Michael Bay. I love Michael Bay a lot. And the reason I love Michael Bay is I love him for what he's good for. I don't think he's this genius, all-encompassing director. Michael Bay's no good with story. You don't give a good story to Michael Bay. If you have a great script, you don't hand it to Michael Bay. Michael Bay is an action director. He directs action better than anybody in the fucking business. Everybody rips him off. There's actually shots in the business that are referred to as his movies. Like when you talk about an Armageddon shot in the movie lingo, if you say, oh, hey, this is my Armageddon shot, that means that's your slow motion shot where you're following a group of 3 to 7 people slow motion walking towards the camera as the camera keeps rolling back. That's the Armageddon shot.
That's not a Reservoir Dogs shot?
No, because Reservoir Dogs kept cutting around. The Armageddon shot is referencing that moment when they're slow walking towards the camera before they get on the space shuttles. He is great at car chases. Okay. He's great at blowing shit up. He's great at all that stuff. The thing is, he's not good with story. And here you give him a great story like The Island, and he can't wait to get out. He can't wait to get out of that thing so he can have them jump off skyscrapers and get in high-speed chases that don't work in the fucking movie.
Well, I mean, look, that's one of the few movies I thought was an underrated Michael Bay movie because, like I said, I saw Clonus and I saw Clonus and I was like, he actually took this movie, and I don't care what anybody says. That movie is a remake, and I don't know why they don't want to acknowledge it. But
because they had to pay a lot of money because they got sued because it wasn't a remake, it was a ripoff. Because a remake, you own the rights. A ripoff is when you don't own the rights to make the movie anyway.
So it's a total
knockoff of the fucking.
Exactly.
I was like, no, it's the same idea, yada yada. And I finally rented it, and I sat down watching Clonus Horror, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the same fucking movie as The Island.
And I don't know why. And that's the thing. I don't know why they wouldn't acknowledge that or why they stole it or whatever.
They didn't have the rights.
But see, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, wow,
it was a forgotten '70s film, and some guys who wrote the script thought they could get away with it. They updated it. Said, you know, it'd be great if we did this. And then it got remade in a big deal, and it went before a judge and jury, and they looked at it and said, fuck you.
But I tell you what,
I doubt anyone in the production even knew.
No, they did, because there are certain scenes in that movie that they actually reference in the original. That whole thing where they're in the basement, all the pipes and whatnot, all that shit with the suits and everything.
Dude,
the shit
but
that
could have been written into the script.
No, well, all this stuff with them running out on the hill, and there's
the same.
I mean, there were certain shots that were kind of the same. Seriously, and my point is that rip off or remake. Technically, it's a remake, whether it's legal or not.
It is better than the Clonus Horror,
and it is better than that. And I was like, wow.
If you're going to watch Clonus Horror, I highly recommend Volume 12 of the DVD set of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, did they do a riff of that?
They did Clonus Horror on Volume 12. I have it at home, and that's the best way to watch Clonus Horror.
Well, Clonus, man, is actually an interesting movie, but I was just saying it's not a good movie. I thought Michael Bay updated it pretty well. So my point here is that I really do like when they can take a property that wasn't done well before and remake it into something better. That's very legitimate. And they've taken some good things and made it even better. I mean, Cape Fear is an update, a very good update of an old classic.
Dude, and so even I mean, I wrote my top 5 list of my favorite 5 remakes of all time. I mean, hell, you look at Magnificent Seven, you look at Ben-Hur, you look at 3:10 to Yuma, you look at Dawn of the Dead. These are all great updates that are actually superior to the originals. I love the original Dawn of the Dead, but you know what? Zack Snyder's new one is a lot more fun.
I love that movie.
And that's the one I watch more often. I have them both on DVD, but the one I pull out when I want to watch it is my version with Ving Rhames.
No, I couldn't disagree, man. I love that movie. I used to watch the movie every night. Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's, every night. You just put it on as background. Love zombies. Love that movie. But anyway, that's my whole answer there. They're going to make remakes. Some of them, and they're making so many of them, it's going to be hit or miss now. I mean, that's what they do now. You're going to have some that are good, some that are not. And chances are more often than not, they're going to not be that good. So why? Because, like you said, name recognition, money, out of ideas, an easy property to pick up.
It has nothing to do with out of ideas. I hate people who say out of ideas. It's not that they're
out of ideas.
No, they're looking for something marketable. It's not that they're out of ideas. There are plenty of original scripts floating around, but people don't know how to sell them. These guys who work in the studios know how to sell Prom Night. They know how to sell Motel
I disagree
Hell.
because there are some movies where you say, we've never heard of this before. Why do a remake? And somebody's like, well, fuck it. It's our property. Let's do it.
I'm telling you, it's because they know how to sell it. There's so many great scripts out there. It's like we were just talking about Stranger Than Fiction. They didn't know how to sell that film because Will Ferrell fans don't want to watch an intelligent film where people know how to string sentences together. And the people that are intelligent and want to see this movie don't want to see a fucking Will Ferrell movie. How do we sell that to people? We went and saw it because we were critics and we were invited for free. So we said, fuck it, we'll give it a shot. Same reason we saw Step Bros. We saw this incredibly great movie. Hollywood knows how to sell remakes. They do not know how to sell original stuff.
That's a lack of an idea right there to keep selling remakes. That's just them not knowing how to sell original.
It's not.
No, look, it's not that people are running out of ideas. As long as there's human beings, there's imagination. But there's a certain amount of laziness that's there also. I mean, because they don't want to take a risk with certain things.
It all has to do with people who manage to get into positions that they don't understand.
So I won't even say laziness. It's not even laziness. It's that we need security. Somebody who's working as an exec and their job is on the line, what are they going to do? They're going to say, fuck it. I'm going to pick out a property that's safe.
And that's what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with a lack of ideas. It has to do with playing safe. It has to do with taking something they know will work. A sequel to a successful film is a safe idea. A remake of a classic movie is a safe idea because it's going to make the money whether it's good or not because everyone's fucking curious. They have to know. If they remade The Thing, which they're not doing, thank God.
Were they not? Because they're talking about making a prequel of that. They're not doing.
They're making a prequel to it.
Okay.
Which is brilliant. It's, hey, let's find out what happened to the Norwegians. That's fucking awesome. I want to see that movie. And it doesn't, even if it's bad, it doesn't deter the original or mar the original, or it's not a remake. It's a prequel. And that's a cool idea of what they're thinking about. But, when it comes down to it, it's all about these people are taking the safe bets. They're selling what they know they can sell. If they sit there and go Prom Night, it's got sexy teens, it's got a killer, it's got a name, and a classic movie that starred Jamie Lee Curtis.
All right, computer
night,
ran
everybody.
out. There you go. Get it over with. Good night. Yeah, the
You
computer.
and your crappy computer. I'm in the middle of.
I'm
going off, and your little Apple just goes. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna shut down.
I love the way you like to blame Apple for everything. It is not the fact that it's an Apple computer.
I'm a PC guy. I built my computer. You bought yours from a 19-year-old named Chet.
So what if I did? What's the problem with that? My computer works fine. It works fine.
Except when it cuts me off in the middle of a rant.
That's your problem, not the computer's.
No, yeah, it is my problem. My problem is you bought a crappy fucking Apple.
I bought this computer cost
here's a tip for it. Steve Jobs has cancer.
You know what?
How awesome is that?
I don't care about the computer from him. This
fucking lame-ass computers cut me
off.
I
love the way you like to say his computer's lame. This computer's perfect. I love the way.
Except that it cuts me off
because
every fucking week. It's like, I can't take it. You got to wait for me to render now, and I'm going to take forever to render.
I love this. I hate PCs because I love PCs because I built mine. I hate Macs because I can't afford one. And look at you, man.
You can't afford
a Mac. That's why you hate it.
I can afford like 12,000 little plastic men.
It's just
and I
like
can't afford
the way
a Mac. I just don't like Mac. I
love the way you like look at my iPhone because you hate my iPhone because you envy it because you want one.
Dude, I don't like. Dude, I don't even have a cell phone at all. I hate cell phones
because you can't afford one. That's why.
What is this? Because aside from the fact that we get paid nothing here,
because you have a hatred of things for no reason. It's like this Mac. This Mac works perfectly fine. If you want to know the honest truth,
that it fucking cuts me off.
If you want to know the truth, that I've edited on a PC before. PCs are shitty machines to edit on.
Oh, absolutely.
This is like more than perfect.
I'm just making fun of your Mac because I know it's a sore spot with you. You had to get off. You make fun. You don't like stuff for no reason. No, there's plenty of reasons I don't like.
Hey, look, I'm saying this to you with a smile. My Mac is perfect. My Mac is absolutely perfect.
Except that it cuts
my
me
Mac
off
is a dream machine. We know every week that this thing has an hour limit to record on, just like a lot of PC programs. If you ever worked with what was their editing program?
Acid.
Premiere. If you ever worked with Premiere,
I don't work with Premiere. I work with Acid.
And there's some other program. Everything has a limit that it records to, and it stops. And that's what this is. You know, it's normal.
And whose job is it to let me know that the time is coming up?
I thought that maybe you would go on this rant and you would stop, and I don't want to interrupt you. I wanted you to like be able to get it out.
You
and just
give me a little point to go, dude. It's kind of.
Well, I'll tell you what I did.
Or the wrap it up sign.
I'll tell you what I did. I was actually trying something new here because I usually do that. I thought I did an experiment. I thought that and because early when I had the what do you call it the
herpes.
Yeah, I got that
Gonorrhea?
cleared up already. No, I got that cleared up too.
Chlamydia?
No. I haven't exploded. I'll stick at my dick.
No. Ass poking?
The cell phone cop or whatever it is, the guy that came over earlier to do the bonus Colwins.
The cell phone cop?
Yeah, the camera phone cop. He doesn't want me to say his name. So, when he came over, it went over an hour. And so I thought, that's because I stopped in the middle and started recording. And I thought, like, if I tried that here, I wouldn't have to interrupt you, Rand. But apparently it stops at somewhere near an hour when you do that. Yeah, no, you went wow. Apple's
no, I didn't. I kept going. I'm like the Energizer fucking bunny of rants.
You know why?
Because I will keep fucking talking until the computer fucking shuts off. But then
that's what this Mac said.
Apple that I'm staring at,
this fucking Mac
glaring up at me, laughing, going, I'm going to cut you off in the middle of a rant.
No, that Mac said, I can't take this shit no more. I got to get out of here.
He cannot hang.
You know how your rants are.
Cannot hang, motherfucker.
A Mac or PC.
What a lame ass
You know what?
Mac.
Even a PC would say, man, I can't deal with this motherfucker no more. I got to shut down.
No, PC would give you the blue screen of death and say, I'm sorry, man, you just lost everything.
Well,
it's all gone. There's that. And you know what? I'm going to rearrange everything on your desktop too, because that'll be fun.
Yeah, in other
That's
words,
what a PC would fucking
as
do.
we know, computers are not perfect, no matter what they are.
No, but I love making fun of your Mac, and you get all defensive about it, like because oh my god, you hate my fucking iPhone. I hate cell phones. The only reason I hate your fucking iPhone is because you pick it up and look at it constantly, not only during movies but during recording.
I do that with any phone
because you've got to know who fucking called you, even though you're not answering.
I do that with any phone.
I know,
and I love it how you say the fucking iPhone. I love it how you say I'm upset, but you were the one in such a tiff right now.
I'm 5 beers in now.
You are insane.
I am ready to go. Let's have another hour of cold ones. It's awesome.
You're crazy. Look at you.
Dude, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Come down. Come off the roof.
Get the broom.
Exactly.
I'm up here with Leon. He's still up here from last week. It's awesome.
Man, let me let you get out of here because you are going crazy right now. I don't want you to drive and hurt somebody on your way home.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and say good night.
Good night, Gracie.
And there you go. I'm going to let you do this.
Good night, everybody.
See you.